So who gives you permission to fail? Hi, my name is Carrie, and welcome to my channel where we talk about all things behind the scenes, leadership, entrepreneur, the struggles, and just growing as decent human beings. So hit the like and subscribe, and let's get into it. So today I really want to talk about permission to fail. Who gives you that permission to fail? I have been on the road doing a lot of trainings in the last couple of weeks, and there's something that just really caught my attention. I've been doing this for a long time, but we always start the course and we ask people, what are they anticipating? What are they hoping to walk away from after these 2 days of training? And a lot of times, it's understanding how to manage the power dynamics in the room, or how to keep people engaged in meetings, how to keep meetings on track, how to lead better meetings, just kind of those types of things. And at the end of the course, we always ask, what is it that you're leaving with? You came in with what, and you're leaving with what? And it's amazing that most people will start hearing things like, I'm leaving with more confidence. I came in thought I knew what facilitation was and how to facilitate a meeting, and I'm leaving with a whole different idea or a framework to actually follow to do that, which builds people's confidence. And people really appreciate the time of practice that is in this 2-day course, where they have an opportunity to kind of walk through and be in a place where they can try it out and not be perfect. I can't tell you how many times that I say in this course, we're not expecting perfection, right? We learn by doing. So if we can get up and try something and do something and have an experience and understand both what it felt like, what it sounded like, what other people were hearing, we can all learn from that and that experiential learning. And it's so interesting to me too, is that when we get to the end of the day on day 2, and everybody is practicing their facilitation skills that they've learned in the last 2 days. Everybody is so nervous. And I don't really give them a whole lot of time to prep. Why? Because the more time to prep isn't going to make them less nervous, right? So just encouraging people, like, I just want you to get up there. I want you to try it, and you'll be fine. We'll sit down, we'll support one another, and we'll talk about the things that we can do to be different. And that is the one thing that I think really changes people's perspective, when they're able to leave and feel like, I've done it, right? I've learned, I practiced, there was something that I did that was really, really good, and there were some things in that I really want to change the next time I do it. And to be able to now leave that course and start to implement those things, and giving themselves permission to say, it's not going to be perfect every time, right? I'm going to try something and it's not going to land right, or I'm not going to get necessarily the 100% product that I liked, but I created a space for people to be heard, and we're changing the environment of what participation looks like. And that is so important. And it really made me think about my leadership journey and where I have felt comfortable and confident in myself. And it is in those spaces where I was surrounded by people who were giving me permission to fail, right? Who were like, I don't know what this necessarily is going to look like. I know that you learn by doing. Let's try it, right? Let's try it and see what happens. Let's learn from it. And I can be a perfectionist, and I can be the person that stops myself from trying something new. And so being around leaders who are encouraging you to try something that might fail has given myself permission to do something that might fail. This YouTube channel is a perfect example of that. Like, I have been thinking about doing this for a really long time. I don't know all the tech. I don't have the pretty intro. I don't have all the fancy things in the background. And I just finally said, I just need to do it, right? I just need to get in front. I need to fail. I need to try different things and continue to make it better, because, and I've said this in other videos, like, I can't improve on what I haven't tried. So learning that permission to fail, learning that if you're not in a space where you are supported by people who are giving you permission to fail, or you're not giving yourself permission to fail, it's time to take a deeper look. It's time to take a look to say, who am I really surrounding myself with? Are there people around me that are going to support me and help me and lift me up? Do I work in an organization that is giving me the freedom to be innovative and creative? Because if that's what I really want to do, but I'm in a place, in a position where I'm afraid to do those things, I might need to rethink how I'm approaching that or where I'm even working. And if you're a leader that is expecting perfection, that is really hard on people when things don't work the first time and you're cautious in yourself, I'm going to challenge you, right? I'm going to challenge you to, one, encourage yourself, find ways, give yourself permission to fail so that you can help others do the same. Because we only get to be innovative and creative when we fail. There's nobody that steps on to a project or a sport or anything that is amazing, hits a home run the very first time, right? There are things that we learn. We learn technique. We learn what technique works. We learn what technique doesn't work. And if we don't work in a place where we're giving that position or that, that environment where people feel supported in that, we're never going to do any better. We're just going to continue to get the same. And if, your employees at some point are just going to kind of give up and go back to their desk, put their head down and do their work, right? They're not going to give you the extra. They're going to be too afraid to try something, to be kind of a risk taker. And again, there's so many ways that you can learn a little bit more about yourself as a leader and how you get over some of that perfectionism to start failing. So my challenge to you is to try something really crappy, right? Do some crappy YouTube videos or some Instagram reels or start creating stuff that isn't perfect and look at it, reflect on it, and make it better because you have it in you. Till next time.